up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the CryptoInvestar Podcast. Your favorite spot for everything crypto, deep in AI, blockchain, and sometimes a sprinkle of Daniel's personal madness. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we are unpacking something wild. We are unpacking something really wild. We are talking about Node AI, GPUs, and this huge prediction about a 1.4 trillion GPU market by 2034 that Node AI raised. Yeah, you heard that right. A trillion with a capital T. Now, if you are somebody who hears GPU and immediately thinks, hey, sounds like those ones of computer engineer things, stick around. By the end of this episode, you will not only understand it, but you might even tell your baba about it tomorrow when you are getting that fresh fed. So grab your drink, sit back, or if you are jogging, just keep breathing and let's dive deep into how Node AI is going to revolutionize the GPU market. Okay, so let's start from the top. A few days ago, Node AI dropped a bombshell announcement that they are planning to build real-world asset-backed data centers. That they are trying to build a real-world asset-backed data centers. So it sounds complicated, I know, but I think you should hang with me if you want to understand it in depth. Basically, they want to create physical data centers, fill them with high-end GPUs, then those powerful computer chips that run graphics, that run AI models, that run crypto mining, and all the heavy stuff, and then tokenize the GPU capacity. That's how I actually understand it. So it's like, imagine it like owning a piece of a digital hotel where instead of renting rooms, you rent out computing power. And every time somebody uses your GPU room, you get paid. That's the vibe that Node AI is actually pushing. Now, what's got the internet buzzing is the market potential. According to their report, the GPU market is expected to hit 105.5 billions next year, 2025, by the end of 2025, and also explode to 1.41 trillions by 2034. Like, I had to blink twice when I read that. I was like, 1.41 trillions? That's like a GDP of a small country. But anyway, what's a GPU, honestly speaking? Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's address the big elephant in the room. What the heck is a GPU? A GPU, basically, it is a graphics processing unit, and it is basically the brain behind the graphics you use on your devices. So whether you're playing FIFA, whether you're editing a TikTok video, mining Bitcoin, or using an AI image generator, somewhere in the background, a GPU is working overtime, making things smooth. And I think phones or computers with small GPUs, they tend to freeze because there's no space, there's no that storage that actually enables everything to run smoothly. So think of it like this. If your phone or computer was a car, the CPU is the driver handling normal operations. Then the GPU is like the turbocharger. It kicks in when you need extra power to go faster or handle something complicated like 4K graphics in Call of Duty, or processing thousands of images for AI training, maybe. Nowadays, GPUs aren't just for gaming anymore, not just gaming, but they are being used for AI model training, for video rendering, for crypto mining, in the metaverse, for virtual reality, and also even powering driverless cars. So whether you realize it or not, you interact with GPU technology almost on a daily. Should you actually care? You might be thinking, Daniel, cool story, but why should a normal person care about GPUs and tokenized data centers? And I feel like I should actually break it down for you. Remember the early days of crypto mining? Folks were buying up GPUs left, right, and center, setting up mining rings in their living rooms, causing electricity bills to hit the roof. Now imagine that instead of you buying expensive GPUs and worrying about overheating your bedroom, you can buy a token that represents a piece of a mega data center, a piece of a mega data center filled with those bad boys. That's the simplest way I can put it. So whenever somebody rents the computing power for AI training, gaming tournaments, or decentralized apps, you or the token holder gets a cut. So basically, it's like owning a tiny piece of a data factory. And with AI booming crazy, the demand for this type of infrastructure is only going one way, and that is up.
Ain't nobody stopping.
Now, I think Node AI is really making bold moves. Now, back to Node AI, here is what makes them actually interesting. They are not just building data centers, but they are backing those physical GPUs with the raw tokens, meaning the hardware in those buildings will be linked to blockchain assets. It's like combining real world with the digital world in a way that we haven't seen often. And they are starting with NVIDIA H100 GPUs, the gold standard for AI right now. If you know AI, you know how crazy powerful these chips are. And their plan is to scale this from small racks to multiple megawatt data centers. And I think this is amazing. So basically the idea is to democratize access to GPU power. So instead of it being controlled by tech giants like ours, Google Cloud or Azure, anyone, anywhere can own a token and have a stake in this booming infrastructure. And let's be honest, in an era where AI is becoming the oil for the digital economy, having a slice of that infrastructure pie might not be a bad idea. Let's make this real for a second. Imagine you're a student in Uganda or India or Brazil trying to build an AI project. Renting GPUs from Google or Amazon is crazy expensive. But if Node AI's infrastructure goes live, I think you could just buy a small allocation of tokenized GPU power, which is much cheaper, which is peer-to-peer and no middleman. Or let's say you're a crypto investor. Instead of chasing the next meme coin, you invest in a token that is backed by real data centers, generating real revenue. So it means that whenever somebody rents those GPUs, whether for AI research, crypto mining, or video rendering, you get paid. So basically, it's like owning a vending machine, but instead of snacks, you're selling computing power. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a decent high side hustle for me. It sounds like a completely decent hustle to me. Is this the future of deepin? Now here is where it gets interesting. We've talked about deepin, the decentralized physical infrastructure networks, before on this podcast. Think Helium network for wireless, and Render network for decentralized rendering. And now Node AI wants to join the league for AI infrastructure. If this model works, it could reshape how we rent, how we access, and how we monetize digital infrastructure globally. It means that no more monopolies, no more being forced to pay house $10K a month for AI computing. So basically, it's like they are giving power back to the people, literally. I keep asking myself, will Node AI revolutionize the GPU market? This is like circling back to the question of the day. Will Node AI revolutionize the GPU market? Honestly, they've had a solid shot. The GPU market is growing so fast right now, and AI adoption isn't slowing down any sooner. So I think by combining deepin models, RA-backed tokens, and also addressing a real-world problem, predictable access to GPU power, they've positioned themselves right in the middle of a future $1 trillion industry. That's my thought. Now, whether they execute it carefully and scale it globally and stay ahead of the big tech competition, well, that's a story for another episode. So, to wrap it up, GPUs aren't just for gamers anymore. We must all agree with that. They are engines behind AI, cryptographics, and also tomorrow's digital economy. And Node AI's tokenized data center plan could open doors for everyday people like you and me to invest, to participate, and benefit from this growing sector. Would I personally invest? I'm watching closely, but the concept is very solid, I must accept. And as always, I keep you updated as this thing unfolds. Alright, fam. That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that follow button, share this podcast with a friend, or even with your grandma if she's into AI stuff. You never know. And leave me a 5-star review if you're feeling generous. Catch me next time on the Crypto Investor Podcast as we dive into other crazy projects shaking up the blockchain industry. Until then, stay curious, stay crypto, and always peace. much.